Right, sir. Now, I have a doubt on you guys. I think some of you might be operating my projectors. That might be the problem. Why? Because today at morning only one time only it was stopped, but in the remaining part of the class, continuously it is giving support. So it means that some of you might be you are playing with the projectors. Right? Where are you? Yeah, where are you? My friend. No? Right, sir. Those who are sitting backside of this pole, I'm getting doubt on you only. Right. So don't do that. If it is a case, if it is wrong, it's okay, well and good. But if myself is right now, whatever the doubt I'm expressing with you, but don't do that. It's unnecessarily we are disturbing the class. See, if it is a case, no, you are going to lose your content. I'm not going to have anything about it. Okay. Right. It's a punishment for you. Okay. Right. Right, sir. Now, let's move on to the content here. What I'm discussing with you. JDBC definitions we are discussing. JDBC definitions. JDBC is a step-by-step process to interact with the database from Java applications in order to perform database operations from the Java applications. Next one is what there? JDBC is a technology, not a programming language. It can be used to connect with the database from Java applications in order to perform the database operations from Java applications. Then what next one? JDBC is an API. Okay, before that, in the second part, first of all, JDBC is a step-by-step process in the sense. What's the meaning of this step-by-step process? No, point is very clear. First, if you want to prepare JDBC application, there are some steps. First, we have to prepare the driver. Next we have to establish the connection. Next, we have to create statement. Next, we have to write and execute SQL query. Close the resources. Like this, there is a process for it, step-by-step process. Next one is JDBC is a technology, not a programming language. Core Java is a programming language. JDBC is a set of predefined libraries prepared on the basis of the core Java. But no new syntaxes are available, no new definitions are available, no new conventions are available. What in general Java is using the conventions, rules and regulations and syntaxes, the same as it is you are going to use inside the JDBC. But a new classes and interfaces are prepared. A set of classes and interfaces are prepared on the basis of the core Java. So JDBC is what? A technology. Not only JDBC, we can understand servlets is a technology. JSPC is a technology. EJBC is a technology. Like number of technologies are available. Okay, leave it. JDBC is a collection of predefined classes and interfaces. That's nothing but API. And the second one, I said to you, technology is nothing but what there? A set of libraries are prepared in order to perform a particular type of operations. Similarly, collection of predefined classes and interfaces. That's the meaning of like what there? JDBC. Next one is what? After that, JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by the database vendors. By using these JDBC implementations, we are able to connect with the respective databases in order to perform the database operations from the Java applications. Right, sir? Now, these are the points here we understood clearly. Now, about this, I want to give one more example. I think yesterday, in the last class, we understood what is the meaning of abstraction. Okay, again, one more example here I want to prepare, try to understand it, no? Say, for example, I think previously I given this example, but once again, I'm going to give this example with respect to this, try to understand it. I think you're already aware about KFC outlets. Yes, sir? Yeah, I think so. My way is going on my way. Everywhere it is available. KFC chickens. No? Fried chicken. Not aware? Vegetarian, no? That's the problem. You are the most dangerous persons in the world. No, really, yeah. When compared with non-vegetarians, vegetarians are most dangerous. No? How now? Okay, now tell me. First of all, let's come to the vegetarians. What they are doing? They are eating leaves and trees, right? Am I right? No? Who are generating oxygen? Leaves and trees only. They are killing the generation of the oxygen. So they are reducing oxygen. But what non-vegetarians are doing? No? They are killing what there? Shapes and all, right? What they are doing? They are killing trees, no, right? The animals, they are killing trees and leaves, no, we are killing them. Means that we are saving oxygen or not? Perfect. And now tell me, who are great now? Let's move on to the point here. Fine, sir. So, KFC chickens, this is the best example. Listen carefully. KFC, maybe it is an American company. American company. They are giving some franchises in outside. Similarly, in India also a number of outlets are available. In India also a number of outlets are available. How it is possible? How is it possible to get outlet from KFC? No? If you come for this particular point, first of all, some franchises are available in India, especially in Hyderabad also be franchises. Some interfaces available, franchises are available. I want to put one outlet for KFC. First of all, I have to contact with the franchise person. I want to take KFC outlet. Then immediately they are giving a set of rules and regulations with a form, with a document. You have to study the document. In the document, what it is going to be happen? If you want to take KFC outlet, what rules and regulations you must follow? What do you have to show? Understand it now. The goodwill cost is available. The brand value is available. To take that outlet, brand value we have to pay. How much it is a brand value? Maybe I think so. As per my awareness, 1.5 years back or 2 years back, if you check it now, it might be 1.5 crore in India, especially in Hyderabad location. It's going to be changed from location to location. A simple example: if you want to put KFC outlet in Amirpet, 1.5 crore we have to pay. It's like what there 1.5 year back. Now it is revised. It may be like what the 3.5 to 4 crore just to get that outlet, just only to use that brand name. Then after that, what next one here? They are going to give some formulas to you to prepare the items. They are giving only formulas to prepare the items. Then we have to prepare that items really, we have to sell it. Moreover, what items they are prescribing, they are able to prescribe the same items we have to prepare, we have to sell in our outlet. You should not sell your own products. It's against to the rules and regulations of the document. Understand it clearly. So in this overall conversation, understand it now. In Hyderabad, let's say for example, nearly 75 number of outlets are available as of now in Hyderabad throughout. 75 to 100 outlets are available, for example. Throughout Hyderabad, 100 outlets are available. Now tell me, KFC is a franchise, they are giving only declarations to us. They are not giving implementation, just they are giving only what there, a set of rules and regulations, just a declaration. But myself is a person, I want to take this outlet, I have to take the rules and regulations, I have to implement them physically, and I have to keep that product in my outlet. Like me, 100 members. All 100 members have to take the rules and regulations, and we have to implement in our own way, and we have to sell that, and we have to sell that items to the outside. Got my point or not? That KFC franchisor is able to give a set of rules and regulations as an abstract. The document is nothing but what there, an abstract. From that abstract only we have to prepare the items really. That abstract is nothing but an abstraction provided by KFC franchisor. But we are the outlet people, we have to take the responsibility of implementing that abstract in reality. In physically, we have to prepare items as per that abstract, and we have to sell them to the respective customers. Yes, sir, got it or not? So abstract is provided by one company, implementations are provided by all the outlet people, and customers are getting that our products directly. KFC franchisee Sun Microsystems provided abstraction for JDBC. We are the outlet people, we are the database vendors, we are implementing that Sun Microsystem provided abstract. Now outside JDBC developers are available, they are coming to our outlet, they are taking our product, they are using that implementation of that abstract as per their implementation part, as part of their requirement. This is also like what there an abstraction. Just only declarative part is provided by one company. Implementations are provided by so many companies, but customers will select the required implementation depending on their requirement. They are going to use our implementations as part of their requirement. Similarly, Sun Microsystems has provided JDBC abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the database vendors. These implementations are used by the JDBC application developers to interact with the databases from Java applications in order to perform database operations from Java applications. Has sir got it or not? All right, sir. This is okay, fine. Now this is completed here. What we understood the definitions. Okay, fine. Now, in JDBC programs, what is going on really? In JDBC program, what exactly the work is going to be happen? What process is going to be happen inside the JDBC programs? Observe carefully. In JDBC applications, we have to provide the database logic, of course, in the form of SQL queries. We have to provide database logic in the Java applications. In the Java applications, we have to send the database logic. We have to send the database logic from the Java applications. From the Java applications to the, we have to send the database logic from the Java applications to Java applications to the database in the sense what the database engine. At the database engine will execute the database logic, comma, perform the database operations, comma, find the results of the database operations and sends the generated results back to the Java application. This is what exactly the process which is going on inside the JDBC programs. Come again. What process is going on there inside the JDBC programs? Now tell me, what is the first point here? In JDBC applications, what is our role? What is our responsibility? We have to prepare database logic in what application? Java application. Then what next one here? We have to send the database logic from Java applications to the database through the connection only. First of all, we have to establish connection. Through the connection only, the database logic is submitted to what their database. At the databases, who are responsible to execute this logic? Database engine. I think you already aware about database engine and the query processing system we discussed there, right? Now at the databases, database engine will execute the database logic, perform the database operations, find the results of the database operations, and sends the generated results back to the Java applications. This is exactly the work is going on inside the JDBC. Clear to all of you? Put more concentration. I'm going to talk about one point. What point here I'm going to discuss with you? Try to understand it now. In general, in Java applications, we will provide database logic as per the Java representations only. If I write something inside the Java program, that is as per Java representations or not, as per Java API or not, as per the Java syntaxes, as per Java rules and regulations or not. Inside the Java program, we are unable to keep that Python code. Inside the Java program, we are going to write what there? Java only, inside the Java program. So even though it is a database logic, but the database logic must be provided as per what? Java representations only. Clear? In general, in Java applications, we will provide the database logic as per the Java representations. Here the Java represented database logic, here the Java, here Here if we send, here we have to send the Java represented database logic to the database engine, at the database engine, at the database engine database engine will not execute the Java represented database logic. Why? Because what is the reason for it? No, database engine is able to understand only database representations, but not Java representations. Java representations. Come again. What's the point I'm telling there? In general, in JDBC, what is going on? I have to write database logic inside my Java program. I have to send the database logic to the database. At database engine must execute the database logic. It has to perform some database operation. It has to find the results. The results must be given back to what their Java program. This is what we are doing. But here the problem is what? When we write database logic inside the Java program, the database logic must be as per the Java representations only. We are not going to keep other language representations inside the Java. Understand it clearly. When we provide database logic as per the Java representations, when we submit the Java represented database logic to the database engine, how database engine is going to execute the Java represented database logic? As database engine is able to understand only database representations. That means directly I'm telling that database engine is able to execute query languages. When it is representing, when it is understanding query languages, when it is executing that query language representations, how it can understand Java representations directly? So database engine will not execute our Java representations, where the program will not be executed. Okay, problem is identified. Java is not running under the Oracle engine. Java is executed under the JVM only. JVM only can understand Java, JVM only can execute Java. Database engine or Oracle engine will not execute our Java. Oracle engine will execute Oracle respective SQL queries. Got it or not? The problem is identified. Then what is the solution? Multiple solutions are available. One by one we are going to check. Understand here, writing JDBC program is different. Understanding conceptually JDBC program is different. Now we have to understand conceptually why the components are introduced, why the components are coming. Each and every part here we have to understand. Now I'm talking about that concept. Try to understand it now. Here the problem is what? We send Java representations to the database engine. Database engine is unable to execute it. Database engine required what? Database representations. Now here multiple solutions are available. Solution number one. I decided I'm using Oracle database. It was confirmed that Oracle engine I'm using there to execute database logic. It required Oracle representations, but we provided Java representation. Program is not executed. So what I have to do now? What we have to do? Nothing. Send a mail to the Oracle. What's that mail here? I am the JDBC application developer actually. I'm using your database. When I submitted my JDBC code, that means when I execute my JDBC code is sending Java represented database logic to your Oracle engine. But unfortunately, your Oracle engine is not executing my Java code. Please prepare Oracle database engine in such a way to understand Java language. Please prepare your Oracle engine in such a way to execute my Java representations. Then I may feel very happy for it. So I'm able to execute that code. I'm able to perform my database operations while I'm able to achieve my requirements in my enterprise applications. Like that, I will send a mail to the Oracle Corporation. Oracle Corporation may send a reply mail to me. What is that reply mail to me? No, are stupid. You're only one customer for me. Oracle is a database, is a global database. No, For this Oracle database, so many customers are available, not only Java customers, no. You might be one of the Java customer. I may have Python customers, I may have like C programming language customers, I may have like what their .NET programming language customers. So many customers are available. If I prepare my Oracle engine in such a way to understand only Java language, what about the other customers' requirement? Again, they will ask a question to me, why don't you prepare C understandable Oracle engine? Why don't you provide .NET understandable Oracle engine? Why don't you provide Python understandable Oracle engine? If they're asking to me, then how I'm going to provide solution where I have to show my face there? Strong reply from Oracle Corporation. So what I have to do? Okay, then no positive response from the Oracle people. But being the Java developer, what I have to do? Being the Java developer, what I have to do now? Understand it clearly? Okay, from Oracle it is not worked out. Then myself is a Java developer. Means that myself is a customer to the Sun Microsystems. Am I right or not? Who has provided the Java? Sun Microsystem. Myself is a customer to what there? Sun Microsystem. With the one is not worked out, then I have to go with second option or not? What is the second option here? I am sending another mail to a new mail to what there? Sun Microsystems. Oracle people have given left and right to me. No. What about my problem? Will you provide any solution for it or not? But you know already, Sun Microsystems is a kind-hearted. Yes, sir. Am I right or not? Sun Microsystems is what they're kind-hearted. Max products are freewares only from Sun Microsystems. Okay. Then Sun Microsystems has given a mail to me. You don't worry for it. Then I will take the responsibility of giving some solution to you. I get my point or not? Some responsibility to provide some solution for you. What is that responsibility here? Before that responsibility, understand it. What I am expecting first of all? What I am expecting there? The database engine I am expecting to understand the Java. But they said to me it is not possible. Why? Because you are not only the customer. So many customers are available for Oracle. I don't want to disturb all other customers now. I want to maintain my Oracle engine in such a way to understand only Oracle representations like query languages representations only. So we have to go for an alternative. Now I'm thinking about alternative. What alternative I'm thinking? No. Instead of making that Oracle engine to understand Java, if any converter is available in between Java application and database, no, to convert Java representations to Oracle representations, if any converter is available, then my work is simple. I will take that converter, I'll keep that converter between Java application and the database. I will send my Java code to the converter. Converter will convert the Java code to what their Oracle representations. Then Oracle engine will execute that Oracle representation. It will give that results in Oracle representation. That results will be given back to the converter. The converter will convert the results from Oracle representation to Java representation. Finally, I'm able to get my results in Java. But when it is possible? When it is possible, when a converter is available, when a translator is available in between Java application and database, then it is possible. Yes, sir, got it or not? Now, that translator I am requesting from Sun Microsystems. Now I'm sending a mail to Sun Microsystems. Why? Because Sun Microsystems is not a Java, that means database vendor. They're unable to do anything with Oracle engine. They're able to do something with what they're able to do. Who has done this work now? Okay, fine, understand it. So Sun Microsystems is not going to do anything with Oracle engine. Sun Microsystems has to provide some alternative. What is that alternative? This translator only. Yes, sir, got my point or not? Okay, fine. Now observe carefully. The translator what we are expecting, in between Java application and database, that translator is called a driver. The translator is called as what there? A driver. You may call it as a translator. You may call it as somebody else has started again this project. Please don't do such kind of things now. Restarting is not going to be happen immediately. If it is stopped, it will be stopped continuously. No? Right, sir. It's okay. Listen carefully. So Sun Microsystems has given a confidence to the Java developers. Don't worry for it. Driver you are expecting, I'm ready to provide driver for you. So now what I required here, what I'm expecting there, driver I'm expecting. Driver is what there, translator in between Java application and database. First of all, let us understand what exactly the meaning of the driver through a diagram. After that, from where we are going to get this driver, we will check for it. Now the situation is what there, come again 2 minutes back now, what I said to you. What I said to you, I'm sending Java representation to Oracle engine. Oracle engine is not going to understand that. So I'm requesting Oracle people to make our Oracle engine to understand Java. They are not accepting my request. They obey my request no. So I understood that this is not the solution. What is the solution I'm expecting there? Some translator I'm expecting in between Java application and database. The translator is called as what? Driver. What is the job of the driver? If you understand it now. What is the job of the driver? Just 2 minutes of time. Observe carefully. What is the job of the driver here? Now this is Java application. Everybody understand it clearly. Now this is database. And this is database. Now this is like what their database. Now Java is able to understand only what their Java representations are available with what their Java API. Similarly, at a database side, now this is like what their database engine. A database side here, what we are getting there, this is database engine. Okay. Oh, special effects are available in my phone. Okay. Right, sir. Now this is like what I'm telling there. Database engine. Right, sir. Database engine here we are getting it. Whenever we are getting database engine, this database engine is unable to understand Java. The point here I'm telling there, database engine is unable to understand our Java. Got it or not? Okay. All right, sir. Database engine is unable to understand Java. That's why we are expecting like what their some query languages representation. Database engine is able to understand what their query languages API. This is like what their query languages API. API in the sense, just at present you can think of it, it is like what their library representations or query language conventions. Okay, now if I send the Java representation to database engine, it will not be executed. Database engine is not provided in such a way to understand Java. So I'm expecting a converter, a translator in between these two. This is a translator here we are getting in the middle. Now the name of the translator is what there? Java. That means driver. The name of the translator I said to you is what there? Driver. Then what is going to be happen there inside this no? Observe carefully. First of all, Java representations if we provide to JVM, maybe the same Java representations are given to what their driver. Driver will convert the database logic from Java representations to query language representations. Then query language representations are provided to what their database engine. Database engine will execute that query language representations and finding some outputs or results. The results are given back to like what there directly to what there to the like this particular what there. Right, sir. Now it is converting from what their query language representations to what there to the Java representations. The Java representations are provided to what there to the Java application. Okay, is it okay? All right, sir. Something wrong we have done previously. That's why it's the result now. Fine. Come for it. So here, what is going to be happen here? This is driver. Now tell me, in this overall conversion, what is going on with the driver now? Driver is mapping Java representations to query language representations. Next one is what? Query language representation to Java representation. Instead of saying query language representations, I'm telling what their database representations. Driver is mapping Java representation to database representations, from Java database representations to Java representations, that we are getting clear. Got it or not? Right, sir. Good. Now, if it is a case now, in this scenario, what we require there? Come on, what we require there? Driver is required or not? In this overall process, what we require there? Driver is required. Now, let us introduce the driver up to now. After that, we are going to see our content here. In general, in Java application, we will provide the database logic as per the Java representation. Here we have to send the Java represented database logic to the database engine. As the database engine will not execute the Java represented database logic. Why? Because database engine is able to understand only database representation but not Java representations. In the above context, to execute database logic, we need a driver. We need a driver between Java application and database. We need a driver between Java application and database. We need a translator or a mapper or a converter between Java application and database called driver. To translate, to convert the database logic from Java representations to the database representations. Java representations to the database representations. Okay, understand it clearly. In the above context, to execute database logic, we need a converter between Java application and database called driver to convert the database logic from Java representations to the database representation. This is a point here we are understanding. All right, sir. The converter here we are providing. That's okay. In the diagram also here we understood that converter. Okay, fine. Now I'm asking what exactly the meaning of the driver. What is the meaning of the driver now? I'm asking there. Now try to observe carefully. Driver is an interface. Interface, this is, don't think about class, abstract class and interface. As a mediator in between two components, mediator. Interface or mediator between Java applications and the database. It can be used to map Java API calls to the database API calls, and from the database API calls to the Java API calls. What is the meaning of this API calls? No, nothing else. Simply we can understand representations. Java representations to Java method call to query language calls to Java method calls. That in general we are able to say what there. Java API representations to query language API representation, or query language API representation to Java representation. That we are able to say in general definition. Okay, fine. Now this is the requirement of the driver. Yes, sir, got it or not? As an interviewer, now I'm an interviewer. No, now as an interviewer, I'm asking this question to you. Tell me what is driver? What is the purpose of the driver in JDB's applications? You have to start your answer not by giving directly the definition. You have to start your answer right from like what the incompatibility concept onwards. In JDBC program, we have to write database logic as per the Java representation. If you submit the Java represented database logic to the database engine, it is unable to execute it. Why? Because it understands only database representations. So in this particular context, we require a mediator to translate the database logic from Java representations to database representations, and from database representation to Java representation. For that, we require what there? Driver. Now we have to understand driver is an interface existed in between Java application and database. It can be used to map Java representations to database representations to Java representations. That's okay, fine. Now coming to our point here, how it is possible to get the driver? From where I have to get the driver? Who has provided this driver for me? Being the JDBC application developer, I need a driver. But from where I need to get this driver? That's my question now. From where we have to get the driver? All right, sir. Now I'm giving answer for you. Try to understand it now. Connecting with the database is whose requirement? Java developers requirement or database developers requirement? Java developers requirement only. Connecting with the database is a Java developers requirement. So we have to find the driver. Finding the driver in our own way, in the sense we are the Java developers, means that we are the customers to Sun Microsystems. Then we have to send a mail to the Sun Microsystems. What is that mail here? Now I'm using Oracle database as a backend. From my Java program, I want to connect with the Oracle database. I want to perform database operations from Java to database, Oracle database. Can you please provide a driver to connect with the Oracle database and to perform database operations from Java on Oracle database? Just you may send a request mail to the Sun Microsystems. As I said to you already, Sun Microsystems is kind-hearted. It will not disappoint any developer there in outside. So let's assume it. On the basis of my requirement, Sun Microsystems has provided solution. For example, Sun Microsystems has provided a class. Oracle driver class was provided by Sun Microsystems. In that Oracle driver class, what they provided? They have implemented Oracle nativity. They provided what? Oracle nativity in order to convert with the Oracle database from Java applications. Got it or not? Okay, a class was provided with the Oracle nativity to connect with Oracle database from Java application in order to perform database operations like this. In the form of a class, Sun Microsystems has provided a driver. Myself is a JDB's application developer. I'm using Oracle database. As I'm using Oracle database, I may use that Oracle driver which was provided by Sun Microsystems. My requirement is satisfied. I was very happy. I feel very happy. Now I'm connecting with Oracle database successfully. I'm performing the database operations from Java applications. Okay, happy. My requirement is clear. Got it or not? But in tomorrow, in the next day, what happened? You are the JDBC application developer. You are the JDBC application developer, but you are not using Oracle database. You are using MySQL database. You are using MySQL database. You are not using Oracle database. Oracle database is against to you. You don't want to use it. You want to use only MySQL database. Of course, we are not going to put any condition over the customers to use only what particular database. As per the requirement of the customers, customers can use any of the databases. But Oracle database is not utilized there. MySQL database they are using. They tried Oracle driver to connect with MySQL database, but it is failed. The JDBC developers, those who are using MySQL database, they thought of it already. Oracle driver is available. It may be common for every database. That MySQL JDBC developers have tried to use this Oracle driver to connect with MySQL database, but they were failed. They are unable to connect with MySQL database through Oracle driver. Then by that they realized that Oracle driver will be worked for only what? Oracle driver will be worked for only what? With only Oracle database. It will not be worked out for what? MySQL database. Then immediately other group of JDBC developers, they are thinking they required one more driver to connect with what? Their MySQL database. Immediately other group of JDBC developers, those who are using MySQL database, they are sending one more mail to Sun Microsystems. You are kind-hearted, I know that, but why you are showing partiality for only the JDBC developers, those who are using Oracle database? Why you are not providing solution for me as I'm using MySQL database? If you send that mail to this Sun Microsystems, okay, again, Sun Microsystems is kind-hearted, you know already that. Sun Microsystems might be taking our request. Sun Microsystems might be provided a separate driver class for the sake of you to connect with MySQL database. The driver class name is MySQL driver class. A separate class was provided. Okay, myself is very happy as I'm having Oracle driver. Other might be you are the person you are using MySQL. You'll also be very happy by getting the MySQL driver from Sun Microsystems. We both together very happy. We are achieving our requirement. We are connecting with our respective databases. Good, fine. But in the next what happened? Some other JDBC application developer, they are not using Oracle database. They are not using MySQL database. They are using DB2 database. They are using what? Their DB2 database. They are not suitable with Oracle database and MySQL database. They are using what? Their some other database. DB2 database they are using. They tried Oracle driver to connect with DB2, not possible. They tried MySQL driver to connect with the DB2, again not possible. Then what is the next option for them? Come on, what is the next option there? Again, they have to send a mail to home. Mail to whom? Mail to Sun Micro, not Oracle. Mail to whom? Sun Microsystems. Why? Because who is the creator of the Java? Sun Microsystems. We are the customers to what? Sun Microsystems. We have to ask our home only, right? Our home is what there? Sun Microsystems. Again, send a mail to whom? Sun Microsystems. What is the content of that mail? You show partiality for Oracle and MySQL users only, but you are not providing any solution for the DB2 users now. Why don't you provide a separate driver class for us to connect with the DB2 database? Now, Sun Microsystems is thinking about this problem seriously. One time, two times are okay, but every time in the sense, now Sun Microsystems is thinking about it seriously. What they thought about this problem, continuously if I'm trying to provide driver classes for each and every database, for how many databases I have to give support now? How many databases I have to give support? Say for example, 150 databases are available at present in outside. For all 150 databases, I have to give a separate class or not? See, then my requirement is what there. See, what is going to be happen? Continuously, I have to work for only preparing drivers only. But what about my own products? What about my other products there? Don't you think about it? Me, I'm not having any other work. Only preparing this type of drivers, no? So Sun Microsystems must think about it seriously. Now Sun Microsystems wants to provide a permanent solution for this particular problem. These are temporary solutions only. Sun Microsystems wants to provide a permanent solution for these problems. Moreover, in this overall process, in these solutions, no, who are getting benefits actually? Who are getting benefit actually? Database vendors are getting benefit. What is the participation of these database vendors in this overall context now? What they are doing now? Just they are enjoy the game, that's it. They are seeing and enjoy the game, that's it. They are not involved in this problem. Problem is raised by Java developer and solution is provided by Sun Microsystems. Indirectly, whose customers are increased there? Oracle customers are increased. MySQL customers are increased. That means database vendors are getting more money. Moreover, these products are not freewares now. Sun Microsystems has given the driver with the free of cost. But if you want to connect with Oracle, you should take the license from Oracle. So indirectly, Oracle customers are increased or not? That means effort is coming from Sun Microsystems, but benefit is coming to what the Oracle Corporation. Even this is also be thought by Sun Microsystems. So we should not leave the database vendors with the empty without having any work. So we have to bring them into the game. Not only us, we are doing some work up to now, so that they are enjoying the game. Now we have to bring them into the picture. So finally, Sun Microsystems has found a solution. Sun Microsystems found a solution. What that solution they found there? They had a very good weapon inside the Java. They opened that weapon. What is that weapon here? Understand it, no? Sun Microsystems to provide this driver, to provide drivers for all the databases, not even for a single database, to provide driver for all the databases. What Sun Microsystems has done, simply Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface, not as a class, not as an abstract class, as an interface it has provided. What is there inside the interface? No. What are available inside the interfaces? No. Only abstract methods are available. Only abstract methods are available. Just interface was provided. Then Sun Microsystems asked to all the database vendors. What it has asked to all the database vendors? No. If you want to have JDBC environment with our database, if you want to increase the JDBC developers for our database, you should take the responsibility of providing implementation classes for JDBC driver. Just I am providing driver as an interface. You should take the responsibility of providing implementations for what their driver interface. Just I am giving directions to you only, but you have to take actual implementation for these directions. Then JDBC developers will take your implementation, they will connect with your database and they will perform database operations in your databases only. You may get benefit as well as you must provide your own effort. But Sun Microsystems situation is what there. One time they prepare driver interface and ask all the database vendors, you should take the responsibility of providing your own implementations for this driver interface. Previously, Sun Microsystems has provided directly driver class. That class will work for only one database. It will not work for all the databases. Then every JDBC application developer, those who are using different databases, they're facing the problem. By thinking about all these points, Sun Microsystems has provided a permanent solution by providing driver as an interface, not as a class. If it is a class, implementation must be provided from database. But if it is an interface, just only we are providing declarations. Sir, got my point or not? We are providing only what the declarations. Only driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and ask all the database vendors or lets the database vendors to provide their own implementation for the driver interface. As per the notice from Sun Microsystems, almost all the database vendors, they provided their own implementations for what their driver interface. Right, sir? Just yesterday, if we come back to the flashback, I given one point about this JDBC. Today also I discussed about it. I said to you clearly, JDBC is an abstraction. What is the meaning of it now? Only interfaces. Driver is an interface. Connection is an interface. Statement is an interface. Result set is an interface. All these are what their interfaces. 99% of the elements are what their interfaces inside the JDBC abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems. Then which is implemented by database vendors. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation class are provided by what? Database vendors. Database vendors have provided what? Their implementation classes for this driver interface. Got it or not? So equation is very clear. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation classes are provided by all the database vendors. But where database vendors have provided implementation classes? No. Where database vendors have provided implementation classes? No. Come on, where database vendors have provided implementation classes? No. Not inside the Java software. In their database products only, they might be provided their own implementation parts. Right. All of you are following or not? Now tell me, initially work is coming from Sun Microsystems. Now Sun Microsystems has delegated that work to whom? Sun Microsystems has delegated this total work to whom? To the database vendors. Now work must be provided by whom? Database vendors. Now see, understand how Sun Microsystem is giving the total strategy. Now, here in this total process, the what is the weapon that was used by Sun Microsystems? No, interfaces is a weapon. Interface is a concept that is provided by Sun Microsystems. Now tell me, interfaces are providing very good abstraction or not? Interfaces are providing very good abstraction or not? See, in core Java, if you are getting any interview question, tell me something about abstraction, how we are able to achieve this abstraction. Take this as a best example. Take this as a best example. Interfaces are providing abstraction. How? JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems. Means that inside this abstraction only interfaces are provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementations are provided by third-party vendors. Who are the third-party vendors? No, database vendors. No, the database vendors are providing implementation for this abstraction. Not only in the case of JDBC, the same strategy is applied by Sun Microsystems in the remaining technologies also. Servlets is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by server vendors, not database vendors. No. Servlet is a server-side program. Server vendors must take the responsibility of providing implementations for what their servlets abstraction. Similarly, JSP is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by server vendors to provide their own implementations. Next one is what there? EJBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementations are provided by server vendors, application server vendors. Tomcat has provided one type of implementation. WebLogic has provided another type of implementation. EJBC, that means like what the Glassfish has provided another type of implementation. Wildfly server is providing another type of implementation. What server we are using? The respective implementation we are going to use to execute our servlet applications, to execute EJBC applications and so on. Now let's move on to the JDBC. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems and implemented by all the database vendors. Part of the abstraction, driver is provided by, driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation classes are provided by all the database vendors. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? Okay, fine. Now let's move on to the point here. To provide to provide driver in the JDBC applications, Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface. Understand my point again? To provide driver in JDBC applications, Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface in the form of java.sql.driver. Java.sql is a package inside the Java or not? Then where driver is what there? An interface. Java.sql.driver. Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface in the form of Java.sql.driver. And the Sun Microsystems has given an option or opportunity to all the database vendors to provide their own implementations in order to all the database vendors. Sun Microsystems has given an option to all the database vendors to provide their own implementations for the driver interface. Right, sir? I want to add a few more points. Can I try to understand it now? To provide driver in JDBC applications, Sun Microsystems has provided driver as an interface in the form of java.sql.driver in the JDBC abstraction. And the Sun Microsystems has given an option to all the database vendors to provide their own implementations for the driver interface in their JDBC implementations. In their what? Their JDBC implementations. Is that clear or not? Okay, fine. Now, at least I need to show one example, some examples about this particular point. Try to understand it clearly. All right. Listen, all of you listen carefully. Through command prompt, I want to prove everything. Through command prompt only. No need to have any other content here. Okay, now let me check this here. Inside this command prompt, what I am telling to you, Java P, java.sql.driver. Now see this one, public. What is this now? Interface. What is it interface, sir? Java.sql.driver. Java.sql.driver is what there? An interface. Am I right or not? Okay, fine. Whenever we are getting the package name java.sql, java. Think of it, it was provided by Java. Means that provided by Sun Microsystems. Yes, sir. Got it or not? Okay, fine. Leave it now. Next one is, in my system, I installed Oracle database. In my system, I have installed what there? Oracle database. Where I installed Oracle database in my system? No, C drive. Inside the C drive, please check it. Inside the C drive, Oracle 21XE, it is available. What is there, sir? Oracle 21XE. It is available. Open this Oracle 21XE. Okay, inside this Oracle 21XE DB Home XE. Inside the DB Home XE, I need to search for a folder. What is this folder? Please recognize this, no? JDBC. The folder name is what there? JDBC. Observe carefully. In which database, no? Oracle database. In Oracle database, there is a separate folder JDBC or not? For what purpose, no? For providing support for JDBC programming. Right. Inside the JDBC, what is available? Lib is available. Inside the lib, what is available? Number of jar files are available. Number of jar files are available. Where the jar files name is what there? OJDBC11.jar file is available. What is the jar file name now? OJDBC11.jar file. Listen carefully. JDBC is an abstraction provided by Sun Microsystems. Means that only interfaces. But its implementation classes are provided by database vendors as part of their own database products only. OJDBC11.jar file is provided inside the Oracle database. OJDBC. What is that? O? Oracle JDBC. Yes, sir. Got it or not? They have provided their naming convention like this. Oracle JDBC was provided in the Oracle database. I opened Oracle database or not? Right, sir. It is available. Now let me check this now. Now inside this, if I provide this OJDBC11.jar file, to this I want to set class path. Here we already understood that it is available with the driver in Sun Microsystems. I want to take another command prompt here. In this another command prompt, set class path is equal to the same location up to jar file I'm providing. There I'm giving there Java P. Then what next one here? I need to provide oracle.jdbc.driver. What we provided there? oracle.jdbc.oracle driver. My class name is what there? Oracle driver. Let me check this one. What we are getting there? 2 to 3 attempts here we have to do. First of all, now tell me public class. What is this class, sir? Oracle.jdbc.oracle driver class. Am I right or not? It must implement what? It must implement what? Java.sql.driver or not? But here we have not seen any implements keyword here now. But what it is providing there? Extends. Extends what now? Tell me. Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Now let me copy this. Let me copy this. This may be super class for our what there? Oracle driver. Let me copy this. Java P. Let me paste it and click on enter button. Now we are getting so many implementations here. Now let me open it clearly. Now here, please all of you observe carefully what we are getting now. Public class. What is this class now? Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. It is a super class to the Oracle driver or not? This implements what now? Tell me. This implements what? Java.sql.driver. This is provided by whom? This is provided by whom? Sun Microsystems. This is provided by whom? Sun Microsystems. This Oracle driver class is provided by whom? This is provided by whom? Oracle. So what I said to you previously, driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation class are provided by database vendors or not? Now implementation class are provided by database vendor in the sense Oracle has provided one implementation class or not? This is a proof. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation class are provided by database vendors. Such important topic I'm discussing with you. People are sleeping inside the class. Huh? Right, sir. Damn sure. I'm giving one statement. In our system, Oracle database will not be installed. Sure. If you're sleeping inside the class, you may get struggles in JDBs, entire JDBs. Come to the point here. This is like what there? One topic here we are understanding. Okay, fine. Leave this one. Alright, sir. I want to close this. Come again. Driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems. Now this time I want to use MySQL database that I have installed in my system. What database there? MySQL database that I have installed in my system. Open it. C drive. Where is MySQL database actually? Program files x86 and MySQL. Inside this connector J is available. MySQL connector J. Jar file is available. This is MySQL database. I'm going to open another command prompt. In this command prompt, I will provide set class path is equal to the total. We set this class path now. This is like what there MySQL related. Java P. All of you understand it clearly. com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. This is an implementation class for the driver. Java.sql.driver is an interface. com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver is what there implementation class. And now try to check this one here. What we are getting there. Please, all of you understand this clearly. Public class MySQL driver extends what, sir? Non-registering driver implements what? Java.sql.driver means that. So driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and implementation class are provided by all the database vendors or not? Right, sir. In the command prompt, we shown that proof clearly. So finally, what we understood clearly, driver is an interface provided by Sun Microsystems and its implementation class are provided by all the database vendors. Has that got or not? Okay, fine. Now, what we have to do there, JDBC application developers have to find the driver classes in the database software only, in the respective database softwares only, in the respective database softwares only which we are using for the present JDBC application. That's it. Understand my point here? What I said to you? What JDBC application developers here they are doing there? JDBC application developers have to find the driver classes in the respective database softwares only which we are using for the present JDBC application. Then there is a question: from where I have to get the driver? From where we have to get the driver? The driver must be identified in the database softwares only. I think then right in their database products only. Understand my point now? So all the database vendors have provided their implementation classes in the respective database softwares only. So JDB's application developers have to find the driver classes in the respective database softwares only which we are using for the present JDB's application. That's it, guys. Now this is about the availability of the driver, from where we have to get the driver. After understanding the driver and from where we are getting all these points, next one is what there types of the drivers. Types of the drivers, next one. Right. Observe carefully. Almost all the database vendors have provided their own drivers. Almost all the database vendors have provided their own drivers, but all these drivers are divided into the following 5 types. All these drivers are divided into the following 5 types. What are the 5 types of the drivers here? First one is type 1 driver. Second one is what there? Type 2 driver. And the next one is what there? Type 3 driver. Next one is what there? Type 4 driver. And the last one is a type 5 driver. Out of all these things, at present, max 99% in our applications, what driver we are using there? Type 4 driver only. Even though type 5 driver is available, but its a full implementation is not available. Only one company has given implementation, but that is for only simple applications only, not for complex applications, not for enterprise applications. So not in utilized manner. So still we have to use what driver here? Type 4 driver only. Even in my point of view, discussing about all the remaining drivers is also a time waste process. JDBC program, if you open, only we are going to use what there? Type 4 driver. But we are learning the programs, no? We are learning the concepts here. That is, we should take some responsibility, no? Not only the type 4 driver, I will give explanation about up to this type 4 driver, then type 4 driver, just we can forget it. Type 4 driver I'll provide there. In my applications, I'm going to use, depending on the subject, depending on the concepts, I'm going to use type 1 driver and type 4 driver. I'm going to play with the type 1, type 4 and type 3 drivers. Type 3 and type 5, just we can avoid, not required now. Type 1, type 2 and type 4 we are going to use in our applications. Depending on the situations, I'm going to use it. Why? Because some conclusions are satisfied in type 1 driver only. Some other conclusions are available with the type 4 driver only. In that way, JDBC is available. Especially, I'm going to show almost all the cases, possible cases. That's why we are going to work with these concepts clearly. That's clear or not? Right, sir. That's all for today. Then tomorrow, I'll extend the same types of drivers overview there. Just once we completed types of drivers overview, directly we will start with the steps to prepare first JDBC application. From that point onwards, programming part will start. Okay. Right, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We'll meet you tomorrow. Spring start avali, then tarvata spring boot. After Pongal. Sangan tarvata.